Hello, everybody. Welcome to a special Saturday afternoon session where I'm going back on to complete the free readings from this morning's session and actually one donation too. Didn't get to any of the free readings, so big thank you to all of you who donate, all my monthly YouTube channel members, and all of you that purchase the additional things that I offer, my additional services like personal readings, past life readings, relationship readings, life purpose readings, my hedges of peace and love, which actually happen to be half off for the end of May. All that is listed in the description box below. And because of all of you able to do everything I do and offer all the free things, I know not everyone is able to donate. So that's why I like to come back on, serve my community, and give the free readings too. So there is no chat in this because I'm not taking any new questions in this session. However, I will be back this evening at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, and then also tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Mountain Time if you'd like to join me then. I will post a comment at the end of this video when I'm done, but the order in which the readings were completed so you can find your reading more quickly as well. All right, so let's get into it here. And we had left with Infinity. You had a donation, so thank you for your patience getting to this here for you. We, of course, with donations, I do dive deeper, so we'll pull some extra cards for that, and then we'll get into the free readings. So you wanted to know, does RM love you just as a person? All right, let's take a look here. And let me move these cards back out of the way here. And we will, those are for the free readings. So give me some space, some working space. All right, here we go. So let's take a look here. Do they love you? And as a person. All right, let's take a look here. Got that. Let's see what else Spirit wants you to know here. You know, we've got this Leo energy coming in with this, and I feel lower vibrational Leo energy. That strength card came up a lot today in that morning session too, with everybody. Let's see what we got here. We got the King of Wands. So we do have the attraction here, but it's bridled, it's controlled. So they are attracted to you physically, energetically. So that's a good thing there. And we'll see here, about love here in a moment. Got the Page of Pentacles. So this is, looking at things as new opportunity more in the outside world. So I don't see like love there. We'll come back to that Leo energy here in a moment. Let me look at these other three cards. Okay. Yeah. We've got some interesting cards here, and I'll show you how they came out like this. So you got the Wheel of Fortune up here, and I like the Wheel of Fortune because the Wheel of Fortune tells us that whatever unfolds in our life is for us. It's the tune of for you, the for tune, the for you tune, right? For tune. And it tells us here, because sometimes our human is like, how is that for me? But when the Wheel of Fortune comes out, even our human is like, all right, I see how this is for me, right? Because we've got the Three of Swords, which is expectations equal disappointment. It's like the heartbreak and disappointment card. And the Knight of Swords is a movement of thought and belief and mindset. And the reason why I feel this works out for you here is because this Leo energy, every sign has a lower expression and a higher expression and expressions in between, right? Lowest expression of Leo energy, it's kind of about, look at me, me. It's all about me, right? It's the beginning of that. Higher vibration is a leader, and they lead through example, and they're fiery, and they get things done, and they have really positive things. When we're, all of us, when we're in our lowest fear-based expression, it's not too pretty in comparison to the others, right? At least, everything looks great in the whole scheme of things, but from a human perspective, lower vibration looks scary and icky, and higher vibration looks glorious and beautiful. And the lower vibrational Leo energy here, I feel like it's more so about themselves. And when we look at, do they love me? Well, I don't feel like they love themselves a whole lot. And when they don't love themselves a whole lot, they can't give a whole lot of love. Feel like they have whatever love they have that for you, but it's not a whole lot. It's like a drip, like a little, take a little drop, little droppers. You're like, drip, that's it. You're like, that's it. And they're like, how do you think I feel? That's all I give myself to, but this is how they have. So there's passion and attraction, but it's very bridled and controlled. They're not someone that just shares their intimacy and stuff, which is refreshing, right? But still, with all these other cards, I just feel like they're like, well, it's an opportunity. And, but the reason why I feel like with this disappointment and this changing of thinking and mindset and belief is because that's why I feel like it's beneficial for you. Realize and you learn a lot through the experience with them of going, okay, you know what? I'm going to look at my ability to give and receive love to myself. And as you're looking into that and you're realizing these mirrors of people, when they come your way, whatever triggers boil up are for you. It's the wheel of fortune. And you're like, okay, this is bringing me freedom. It's bringing me awareness. It's bringing me, this ability to set myself free from all these supposed to's and shoulds and need to's and expectations. And especially around relationship, because we learn when we see other people not loving themselves and all they can give is how much they love themselves. You're like, oh wow, and you're really putting it together and seeing these individuals that you've had come in and out of your life, or people that hang out in the peripherals, and you're like, hmm, the amount of love they give me, I can see is directly reflective of how much love they give themselves. And you're like, okay. And, we have boasters, people who are like, "Oh, I love myself," and blah, blah, blah. And you're like, you say that with your mouth, but how I see you treat yourself in your life, you don't. And so you're seeing through people's actions how they feel about themselves, not looking at it as a personal about how they look at you. And I like this kind of turnaround because it's where the big transformation and the release and freedom comes from, is when we go, does that person love me just as a person? Do I love myself as a person? And how much do I love myself as a person? Because we can't find the love we're looking for out here anyway. We always find it inward and upward. That's self love, capital S, self love. When we look for love in the outside world, you probably heard me call it retail price. It's what we feel we're worth to other people. But in that world, we end up on the clearance rack. If you ever, United States, back in the day, the Kmart blue light special, that's where we end up on. Little light going off in Kmart with a temporary special that's marked down, and that doesn't feel good, because when we turn inward and upward, we realize how priceless we are, how deserving we are. And so I feel like that they don't, with the little drop of love they have that, but it's mainly passion. Even though they won't act on it, it feels like they're very reserved with it, and it is happening for you. This disappointment is really allowing you to step back and go, why am I falling for the same type of person in all these different bodies? And it's like, what am I wanting to learn about myself? And then you're seeing it, and you're seeing this lives that are going on out here. And I feel like you have this really just ding, this light bulb goes off as you see the patterns, as you see this knowledge that comes in, and it drops from head knowledge into this knowing in your heart. And that's when you turn inward and upward and you look more at yourself even more than you have been. And you're like, freedom. I like it. All right. So that's what they have for you in Infinity. So many blessings to you. All right. So I am moving away from that deck, and I actually have done this before a couple weeks ago. I have this Light Sears. I have two decks of that. One deck had a bent card in it, so I was looking for a second. I was like, you contemplate, for one card, do I really want to buy another entire deck? And then behold, um, a friend of mine went out to lunch and she brought then she goes, "Hey, can you use this? I already have this, new deck and someone got me another one, but I thought I'd just if you want it, you can have it." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, there it is." So I combined them both together, so it's almost 2 full decks, it's 2 huge stacks. I've shuffled them and, shuffled them and intermingled them and everything, and I've split it off into 2 stacks. So I'm gonna pull they're already pre-pulled for all the free readings. I'm just gonna grab the top 2 and then the top 2 and the top 2. I have 2 stacks. I'm gonna pull 1 from each for each of the free readings. So that's how it's gonna work. Hoo. Fun, right? Okay. I know I'm a goofball today. All right, so let's get into it. So blessed one, you were the first free reading. So let's get into that here. I'm gonna move it down here so I can see it better. All right. So you'd like a general reading. Let's see what spirit has here for you. All right. Yeah, the hanged man here shows that you have been in this transformational type of energy. You might even feel like your life is kind of paused and going kind of slow and but it's been great because you can see how the crow on their head here, this is the 5 of Swords, which is the conflict of the heart and the mind and the working out of things. And you can't get past this. This is a time of forced cocoon where they're on your ear going cock cock right in your ear, making you see these things so that you can transform. You can let those old ways of thinking go because it's not for you anymore. You're just like, okay, I'm ready to let this go. And so allow these things. Just know that these things that are like here that you're like, I can't get beyond those. They're there and they're not going to let you go around or through whatever. But you have to go through it. The only way to the other side of it is through it. Experience it, feel it, think about it. What are these thoughts that are popping into your head, these triggers? Get to the root of them, and then you move and you transform them. That's how the transformation happens. So whatever these situations or people or whatever that are coming up going poke, 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 poke poking the bear, pushing those buttons, and our triggers are going off. Those triggers are inside of us for us to look at. They don't happen out here. They may not even know that they're doing anything, but their triggers are happening inside of us, and those are happening for us so we can question them and release them. So just know, I feel like their message is know that these irritations that are happening are happening for you to release it so you don't take it into your next step of your journey. So I like that for you. So that's what they have for you, blessed one, right now. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Minahil, you are up a general June reading. Absolutely. Let's take a look. And don't forget to check out the June monthly readings that I have for each individual zodiac sign. There's even I think Anisa put the chart in the beginning where it shows the planet, what area of the life it rules over. So if you know the zodiac sign for the planet from your birth chart, you can go check that out in the playlist too and get in depth on that area of your life for the month of June too, right? You do have this time here of death and rebirth. The Queen of Pentacles is can be new beginnings, new birth. So there's a significant ending with the death card, and that also represents rebirth. But the Queen of Pentacles is also usually has a rabbit on it, which is like a new birthing, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. So June is a month of you really caring for yourself, focusing on yourself, and I feel like when you're doing that, you are nudged from inside, ready to make some changes. A lot of it with the Queen of Pentacles, Pentacles being your outside world, I feel like it's a lot of change in it can be in relationship because it's humans, anything that's on stage with us, those other characters, any props, job. There's this revamping, this kind of looking over your life, going, what am I done with? What am I holding on to that I don't want to hold on anymore? Could even result in a lot of purging of things, physical things around you too, and maybe even relationships and people, but you're really looking at what you're investing in, what are you birthing, and what do you need to clear out to make room for more birthing, because I feel like you feel like your life is being too full, if that makes sense, like too just full of drama, too full of stuff that just you've been holding on to relationships and things, just because. And now you're like, you know what? No, I'm giving this away. I'm giving this away. I'm giving this away. I'm donating this. I'm selling this on, whatever. And I'm getting rid of this stuff and I'm clearing out. I'm getting the space for newness to come in. And I feel like it's both, energetically, but physically as well. So I like that for you. It's a month of purging in a lot of areas of your life. So that's what they have for you, mini heal. So many blessings to you. And then doll face diva, you wanted a general. You got the Knight of Pentacles and the Strength card. So, the Knight of Pentacles, I feel like your life has been like speeding up and then slowing down and then speeding up and then slowing down and then speeding up. Here comes a little slow roll period with the Knight of Pentacles. But, with the Strength card, that's you getting to really connect and become familiar with your higher self and this inner strength, this inner courage. That's like this stopping and going and stopping and going in your life. It's like you go through something and then there's a pause. It's like you read a book. It's like a workbook, and then at the end they have the quiz where it's just to test your information, and it's like a self quiz, right? A self check. And I feel like that's what's going on. You go through something and then you have a pause and you do a self check, and then you're like, okay, I'm ready for the next thing. Then you go through the next thing and then you pause and you have a self check. I feel like that's what's been going on. And here you're moving into one of those self check periods to really look at your inner strength and do some reflection on what have I been through? What have I done? And it's connection to your higher self. And I feel like it's a great relationship because that's what I love about this card is that they mold, not mold, but meld our higher self, which is the maiden and the lion, are human together. And there's this walking in life differently than you had before. I usually look at it like, we walk our journey as a human, like Master Number 11. And then we realize we're more than just the human, we're the spiritual being too. That's Master Number 22. And then when instead of feeling like they have to destroy one another, it's the Master Number 33, the 11 plus the 22. They walk together or melt together in that case, hand in hand or as one through life in a different way. No longer just as a human, no longer as just the spiritualness, but as a joint, realizing we're both part of the same being and that we're on this journey and this adventure together, and that instead of resisting each other, we can embrace one another with our higher self and our human self and experience life in a different way. And I like what's happening here with that. So that's what I feel is coming in, just a little bit of a pause, self-check period. How's this bonding together going with your higher self? And I like that for you. So that's what's coming in for you, Dollface Diva. So many blessings to you. And then Day Sturgis, you are up. You'd like a general reading. All right. So you're reaching this point here. You got the Seven of Pentacles, which is, can go a couple ways, but I feel like with this Queen of Wands combined with the Seven of Pentacles, you're having some fruition come to play, some things, fruit coming from the labor that you've done. And you're going, I don't really want that anymore. This not as satisfying as I thought it was, or all right, I did that. I don't want to do that anymore. And the Queen of Wands is about you wanting to change direction, wanting to change, what you're focusing your energy on what you want to do and where you want to go. And if you're unsure, if you're like, well, I know I don't want that, but I don't know what I want, you can ask with the Queen of Wands. They represent a really strong connection with spirit, because then not only is one spiritual energy, all queens get a second portion of cups, which is emotional energy, which also connects to spirit. So you got the strong spiritual connection with that Queen of Wands. You can ask, can I have some clarity? If we ask of our own free will, they will give us answers, but they don't meddle in our lives or give us stuff unless we ask for it. The only thing they do is what we've asked them to do before we came down here, called the honey-do list. And then synchronicities and things to have us remember that they're there behind us going, if you need anything, we're here. And that's kind of what they're saying with all of this is that, if you need any answers, if you want any guidance, ask us and we're happy to help you. But we know you want to do as much as you can on your own. That's why you came down here. All of us want to try a lot of stuff on our own, but we forget sometimes too. So don't forget that you've got a great resource when you're ready to go. Yeah, you know what? Give me a hint. Show me something. Give me some clarity, and they will. So I like that for you, Day Sturgis. So many blessings to you. And then Grace 1111, you are up and you wanted a general reading as well. Let's take a look here. Well, you got the movement of mind with the Knight of Swords and the Moon card. A lot of emotion, right? She rules over emotion. She's submerged in emotion right there, right? And so I feel like what's happening here, when you realize that one emotion creates thousands of thoughts, and I feel like it's a great awareness for you, because this pursuit of changing thoughts, I need to change my thoughts, I need to change my thoughts. They're saying, actually, what works faster is if we go look at an emotion. Like if we think, what is the big thing, the triggers that I'm trying to overcome? Look at the emotion behind it. And what is that emotion telling you? Because when you get down to the emotion and you transform that, the thousand thoughts that are related to that emotion automatically change when you alter the emotion, when you transform it from something lower vibrational rooted in fear to something higher vibrational rooted in unconditional love. We get this aha of, why did that hurt so much? Why I was in fear, and I thought that meant when they did that I was worthless and I didn't deserve love. Oh, but I know I deserve love. And when we sit in that, we transform that emotion, then all those thoughts, like dominoes, they all fall and they change as well. So I feel like that's what they're wanting to know right now, Grace, is that, we can't transform emotional things with the mind. We do it with our heart. And then that transforms the thinking. Because there's a great book, if you ever, anyone has a chance, it's Dr. Jill, I think it begins with a B, but it's Whole, WHOLE, Whole Brain Living. And it's great. She talks about the four parts of our brain. We've got two emotional centers and two mental centers. But what develops first is our fight or flight human emotional. And then that's the first 7 years of our life. And then our intelligence, the mental side is what develops. And so the emotional develops first. We're an emotional being who thinks, not a thinking being who has emotion. So it's really a big aha that can happen. And I feel like that's what they want you to know. That can help you on your transformational journey. So that's what they have for you, Grace. So many blessings. And then Link's Leo's intentions towards you here. Let's take a look here. So they're under this transformation with the judgment card. Their higher self is calling them to look at life from a different perspective. Four of Cups, they're really bored with the love they have been getting in the outside world. This is the love that they get from their higher self on the inside. And I feel like their intentions right now are non-existent. It feels like that they're totally turned inward, trying to figure out what they want, who they want to be, what they want to have unfold here. And the intentions that come through is like they're wanting to find the love that they've been looking for all their life, but they haven't found out on the outside. But we all know, at least this is what we're learning to know, right? So that the love we're looking for can only be found in our own heart. Inward and upward, there's that judgment. This inward and upward is where we find the love we've been looking for all along. And then once we fill up on the inside, then the outside world, the love stops feeling like lack, and it's above and beyond extra, because we're finding what we need on the inside. So I feel like they're in this really self-reflective, trying to figure things out kind of emotional journey in their life. And so their intentions are all on hold or pause or been erased because they don't know what they want to do. So they just have all intentions shut down till I figure out what I want, and then I will create intentions. So I feel like that's where they're at right now in their adventure. All right. So that's what we have for you, Links Lee. So many blessings to you. And soul searching vibe, you wanted to know the June month for you, and be sure to check out the June monthlies. There's a link on my main page at the very top, and then also I have monthlies down towards the bottom, is the playlist. It's by each individual zodiac sign, and you can even dive into whatever area of your life you're looking specifically for. So if you're looking for love, you can look at your Venus sign, your moon sign. If you're looking for job, you can look at your where's your um, Saturn. I was thinking Capricorn. Capricorn, it's not Capricorn, it's Saturn that rules Capricorn. So whatever your, Saturn, whatever your planet is in your birth chart, so you can look those things up. And I think I have that at the beginning of the videos too. So you can kind of look at it and go, I know my moon sign is Pisces. Let me go check out Pisces, even though I'm an Aquarius sun, and you can get that aspect too. But in addition to that, let's see what else they want you to know about June. Yeah, looks good. You got the Ace of Cups, a new passion that ignites, and the Ten of Cups is a feeling of joy and overflowingness. So I feel like this is like a nudge to go do things that you love to do, and in that you find both happiness on the inside, but this it is, I feel like, how you meet your next love, not making finding love our passion, but doing things that are our passions, like pottery or art or hiking or whatever. And in doing what we love, we bump into other people who are doing what they love, and we both love that stuff. And it's a spark. And you're like, wow. And then that's how things happen. So I feel like June is a big month of getting out of the regular rut of things and go do things that you love to do. Do your passion, and in that is where you do find your next love. So I like that. Unless you already have a love, then I'm like, oh, don't do that. Or if you do already have a love, then it is make sure to reignite the passion of what you guys enjoy doing together and do more of that together if you already are in a relationship. I don't feel like you are, but just in case, I don't want to be a home wrecker. Oh my gosh. All right. So many blessings, soul searching vibe. That's what they have for you. And then angel blessings, you want to know a soul purpose reading. Okay, let's take a look here. Yeah, you definitely have, the Hierophant here is like teacher, and the King of Pentacles, they have so many things they learn in the outside world about self-worth and achieving things in the outside world. And, so there's definitely this um, helping people um, and guiding them in whatever way you feel you want to teach, whether it's, doing a book, a podcast, a YouTube channel, um, online courses, teaching in a classroom, all of it, writing a book. I think I already said that, but whatever it is that you're like sharing information about how to make it in this world, how I made it through what I've gone through. You have an expertise in overcoming your obstacles, and there's a lot of people that have had similar obstacles and challenges, and you have something to share with that. And I feel like with this is what you're helping people, because the King of Pentacles is very much, if you look at him, is very much a seasoned person. They know how the world works because they've been through so much. And I feel like this is the kind of stuff that you help people with, whether it's emotionally, mentally, energetically, physically, whatever is on your heart, whatever you've learned the hard way, right? Like we all love to learn, right? You get to share that information with others. And I feel like that is like a big piece. If that doesn't resonate and you want more information too, when we talk about like life purpose or soul purpose, a great book is this one here with Discover Your Dharma by Sahara Rose. I'm not affiliated at all, just a fan. She's really good information in here. She also has a website, iamsahararose.com, Sahara Rose altogether. And she has some tests on there. There's like a tab of purpose with a Dharma archetype quiz, I think. And then under the Yurveda, Yurveda, something like that, there's a dosha quiz talking about your energy and some other stuff too. And if you're interested, check out the book. Really helps guide and understand how you want to share the love in your heart with the world in your own unique way, and it can give some guidance there too. So I like it. And if you are interested, I do life purpose readings too. All that information's in the description box of the video. All right, so many blessings to you. And then smooth life, you are up. So anything surprising you soon? Well, I can't tell if it's going to be a surprise. It's like your surprise party is over. We got the Queen of Pentacles. There's a new birthing, and with the Ace of Swords, there's a new communication coming in here. So I feel like you're going to get this surprise out of nowhere, um, text, phone call, some sort of communication that comes to you that ignites a birthing of things. And and I like it. It's just like it's comes out of left field though. Like you weren't expecting it at all. And suddenly you're like, what? Who is texting me? It's them? Or a phone call, like an old company or someone else that's calling saying, hey, we have an opening. We were wondering, you left such an impression, blah, blah, blah. It'd be something like that, or, you know, an old friend that you had a crush on, that they're they come back and they're like, "Hey, you know what? I don't wanna waste any more time. I just wanna tell you, and if you feel the same way, fine. If you don't, I'll never talk to you again," or whatever. But they're like, "I just want you to know that I love you, and I'd love for us to get to know each other more than friends." And you're just like, "Where are you? I'm coming to you right now." No. But it's that kind of suddenly out of nowhere, and you're just like, "What?" And it's a big birth. It feels very, very full here. So whatever this is, for you, and I feel like it's coming up here, you know, um, by the end of June for sure. I mean, we only have like a week left in May, but I feel like June, is when this happens. So buckle up, Buttercup. It sounds exciting, whatever it may be. I know it may not be the person, especially if you're with someone, but it might be a job or an opportunity, something that just feels like it just ignites your life in a very positive way. So I like it. All right, so that's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. And then Earth Angel Red, you'd like to ask, what is Jay's intentions with you and the kids? All right. Well, we've got the Knight of Pentacles, which is slowest moving knight of it all. And Magician is the number one in the major arcana. It is a like a beginning, a sparking. It's very much manifesting. I want to put action behind this. So it feels positive, like I want to create something, but they want to take their time with it too, with the Knight of Pentacles. It's like, I want to, like, I want to build a new house, but I only can build it one brick at a time. And it's like, oh God, it's gonna be a while. Hopefully it's just a one-room house. Let's just make it one room. No, but not with children, right? But I feel like this is what they're wanting to do. They're wanting to create something. And that's what this manifestation energy of the magician is. But the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight out of all four knights because it's the outside world. They want to take their time in the outside world with those things. So I just feel like they're wanting to rekindle or spark things between you guys, but again, slow roll. So hopefully that helps. Right, so that's what they have for you, Earth Angel. So many blessings. And then Kritika Malhotra. Hi, so will you be able to do or get an internship in June or July before your master's starts here? You get July and August, 7 and 8. The 7 of Wands is about shining bright, not dimming your light, not asking permission to shine. And the 8 of Swords is releasing some thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that have blinded you and bound you and made you feel trapped before. So I feel like this is saying like it is a possibility here, but we've got to change some of the mindsets. We got to kind of question, do we have this feeling of unworthiness somewhere inside, some sort of belief that's below the surface, or that comes up, this fear that triggers of like, I don't know if I can do that or not. It's like the seven of wands, is about being seen, being chosen, other people not so happy about it. You can see the little bubble. People are trying to burst the bubble there. Um, so some people are like, "Oh, I didn't get it, but you did." So I feel like July is when it would happen here, that you would at least start or maybe communicated with, but because of the bubble and being chosen, you're kind of brought up on a hill and shown off, and I feel like that means that you do get this internship, but it's like July. Still letting some of these fears go, really look at what bubbles up the bubble, right? What bubbles up as far as fears and what can you look at to release? Because there is this worthiness that's kind of below the surface with all that. So hopefully that helps. But looks good. Looks good. All right. So many blessings to you. Kritika Mahotra. And then Pinky, you are up. So how will your meeting be with Pisces? um Horrible, horrible. It's gonna go horrible. No, exactly the opposite. You got the Sun card, one of the most abundant, beautiful cards in the entire deck, and the Wheel of Fortune, which would be in competition with the Sun card being one of the most beneficial cards in the deck. So it feels very progressive. It feels very warm and abundant, and with the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune tells us what unfolds is always for us, but sometimes our human can be like, how was that for me? When you get the Wheel of Fortune, it's the tune of for you, the for tune. Even your human is like, yeah, this is for me. So it feels very, very positive here, coming out with both of those together. So I like it. So there you go. All right. So many blessings to you. And then Anusri, you're up. So a higher self guidance for the love life. All right. Yep. You've got the Ace of Cups, which is a focus on your self love, and so the priority is turning inward and upward and filling up from the inside out. And with that, is the more that you go inward and upward and fill with that eternal unconditional love from above, and you find your abundance, you find your pricelessness, then the Emperor is Aries energy. You can see the little Aries skull on the wall there. The Emperor is all about stepping up and choosing what I want, because when we're looking to the outside world for our love, we'll be like, what do they want? I've got to make them happy for them to choose me and to stay with me, right? But when we go inward and upward and we fill up with our own self love, then we're like, I get to be me because what everyone else has given me is above and beyond extra, but I'm finding everything I need in here. I'm not so desperate to transform myself and shrink myself and change myself to be who I think other people think I should be, supposed to be, need to be, have to be. And there's this release that comes, and the Emperor is like, all right, now I decide what I want. I make a plan, I put energy forward, and I go for it, right? And I feel like that's what this is talking about here is find the love you're looking for in here and then live the life you want out here. And finding love just becomes a part of that. It just happens. It just moves in with all that energy because we're not seeking after something, and when we're wanting something and we move toward like, give me, I need it, it goes in the other direction. It's like two magnets, but opposite parallel, where it goes and it goes away. But when we find the love within inside us, we turn that and then we attract that higher love too, that will something more in alignment with our higher love that we deserve. So I like that for you, and I feel like that's what they have coming in here in Newsweek. So hopefully that makes sense. And many blessings to you. All right, we'll put that up there, and that was the big one. Let me grab the rest, some of these small ones here that were independent. and I grab the screenshots, in the beginning. A lot of people, there's nothing in between, but the others I weed out and grab them all. And that's where we're at now, is in the weeding out ones. So, Happy Pill, you are up. So, what do you need to hear right now? Let's take a look here. Yeah, I think both of these are closing your eyes. The one's blindfolded, and the High Priestess is closing eyes. It's close your eyes and open your heart. Decisions that you have to make. The mind is kind of right now kind of distracted with fears and supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's. It can really confuse it. But when you close your eyes and open your heart and you connect to the higher realms and you go behind the veil and you dive deep into your emotions and you allow your heart to have a seat at the table in making decisions, decisions come much more easily. And if you're still unsure, that means you don't have enough information. And what you can do with the high priestess there, especially, is ask your spirit team for guidance and clarity. Like, please, can you give me information to make this a no brainer decision? And they're like, absolutely. But we have to ask of our own free will because they don't meddle. They're trying to figure it out. It's like a little kid trying to figure out a math problem on their own, and you try to go here if you do that. Like, no, it's like Stewart on Saturday Night Live. Let me do it, and I like it because there's this. We try to do stuff on our own, but when we're done with it, we can just and I can't figure it out. It's like, can you give me a hint, or can you just make it a no brainer? They're like, boom, this information comes in. You're like, oh, okay, I'm going that way. I'm doing that. So I like it. And that's what they have for you. That's what you need to hear right now is if you are having trouble making a decision, it's because you don't have enough information on that decision and you can ask spirit for help and they'll make it an easy decision. Close your eyes, open your heart. Too. All right. So that's what they got for you, Happy Pills. So many blessings to you. And then we've got Julie coming up. So the upcoming 1 week reading. All right, let's see what we got here. I got the Knight of Swords and the Page of Cups. So this upcoming week, there is this nudge to try to look at things from a different perspective. Seek higher awareness, seek higher ground, look for other perspectives on things that are going on in your life and decisions you have to make or whatever comes across your path, because that'll allow you with this Page of Cups to have a heightened emotional experience in a positive way instead of kind of doing old things the old way and getting the old results and getting to experience fear and conflict and drama and all that. And there's no wrong or right. This is like you've had enough of that for a while. And this is a great, perspective. See it from a higher point of view, a different point of view, and it allows emotions to flow a lot differently than in the past. And it's fun when that happens because you realize, wow, if someone did this like a year ago, I would have ended up in HR or jail or both, and now you're like, but now there was no conflict. We took it to a whole new level of togetherness and coordination and support. And it's like, wow. So I like that for you. So that's what's coming in for you, Julie, whatever area of your life that applies to, or many, many blessings to you. And then Goldie, you want upcoming week's energy. All right. So you got the Eight of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. You do have this opportunity to kind of walk away from some emotional opportunities, or I don't know, opportunities, but emotional relationships that no longer serve you, because this is like realizing how much you were investing in and that you were keeping these relationships alive and together. You're like, you know what? I'm just going to kind of back off. Instead of giving 90, 80%, you're going to give 50 or less. And then you're just going to see, are they going to make up the difference? And if they don't, you're like, you know what? I'm going to bring back to zero and I'm just going to let it drift away. I'm going to let it fall away. I'm not going to invest in this anymore. And you get all that emotional energy back. Also transforming any emotions below the surface that have been trying to get your attention. We have the ones that are like, hey, hey, like on your tugging on your shirt. Hey, mom, hey, hey, hey. And you're able to transform those back, and all that energy, all that emotional energy comes back to you, and that allows you to see opportunity where you wouldn't have seen it before because you got all this energy and you got this maybe even available time and available space in your life because you have let relationships fall away that you're like, you know what, I'm the one keeping these alive, and what if I just stop? You don't even have to like send them a termination email. Our friendship has been terminated. You don't need to do that. In fact, I encourage you not to do that because that may not, you just stop investing energy or match the energy that's being invested, and the relationship just drifts away, and you get all this. It could be friends, family, best friends, coworkers, whoever it may be. But there is this um, opportunity that comes in because of it. So you're gaining the emotional energy that then opens up the ability. It's like I don't know, some sort of video game they're showing me in my head where it knows when, oh, it's the gift cards. It's gift cards where I give blood. That's not a game. So, if you give blood, you get certain points for giving blood is like a little bonus, and then you get a certain amount. You can, use them to get a gift card, type of thing. And um, if you don't have enough points, it doesn't show you that you can get that. Well, with this, that's what it is. It's the emotional energy isn't there, so those things aren't available. But when you get that emotional energy bank up, there's things that are available that wouldn't have been available before. So that's funny that they showed that. But that's what they have for you. So many blessings to you, Goldie. And then Cutie, you are up next. They want to know the person on your mind, what he likes in you. All right. Wow. Well, I mean, this is really kind of clear with this. The Three Pentacles is about being true to one's authentic self, and the Ten of Swords is all about, being sick and tired of trying to please everyone else and, the supposed use and the shoulds, the need tos. It's like, I'm going to be me. I'm not in a, ugly way, but I'm going to be me. And if people don't like it, that's up to them. I'm not going to tell anyone who they need to be. I'm just going to be myself. If they don't like it, whether they want to be in my life is up to them, but I'm going to just be me. I'm going to be true to my authentic self. And that's what they like about you, is that you don't really try to be somebody that you're not. And there's a difference of, being cordial and being polite in situations um, when appropriate, but they're like, they see for the most part, you are true to you. They really like that. They hunger for that for themselves, and they see that very much in you. And they like that. So that's what's coming in, cutie. So many blessings to you. That's one of the things they like about you. Can't give you all. One, we don't want it to go to your head because, oh my gosh. I'm just kidding. But yeah, that's what they have. So many blessings. And then morning, you are up. You want a general for next week. Let's see here. Yeah, there is this, look at the balancing of the cups. The Justice card, you know, is about seeing things from a different perspective. You can even see the reflections that are here. But the Ace of Swords that's here holding the scales represents balancing our small t truths. And so there's this mental awareness, but the Queen of Cups rules over the cup suit of emotion. All the queens are given a second portion of cups, so she's the master of emotion too. So you got mastering emotion, being aware of emotion, and then also the balancing of our thought and beliefs. And there's like this see things like next week, it's see things more deeply from a place of your empathic abilities, your gut. Allow yourself to see like through your third eye, let me see a situation differently. And then the Justice card is let me see things mentally from a different perspective. So it's like mind and heart, they're like take a step back with whatever's happening, and don't try not to get into the old jump into conclusions with your mind and your heart going, oh, this is when that happens, this is how I have to feel, and this is what the story that has to go around it. It's like, no, but do I? Let me look at it from a different perspective. How do I want to handle this? Not how I think I should. How do I want to handle this? And I like that because there is this freedom, there is this, I don't know, just kind of like a release, a change that happens, and a paradigm shift because you're no longer looking at it through the eyes of just the human reaction that we were taught growing up. You're like purposely going, what story do I want to put to this? I don't want to just jump to a conclusion. And my heart, what emotion do I want to feel? I'm not going to just jump to a reactionary, oh my gosh. It's like, let me take a big deep breath and step back. And if something's happening, if something's dramatic, be okay with saying, give me an hour and I'd like to come back and talk about this. But I just want an hour to reflect. So can we like come back here in like an hour and let's talk about it? Is that okay? And then if they're like, okay, they're like, oh, what's gonna they didn't blow up and yell at me like they normally do. What's gonna happen? You're scaring me, And I like that. Scare him in a good way, right? so so that's what they have for you for next week morning. So enjoy whatever this is gonna happen. Woo woo woo. All right, I'm just gonna take a quick sip here. Sorry. You ever take your first drink from one of those little with a little thing, and it's like there's a bubble in there, and you're just waiting for it to rush in, and it sure does. So at least I didn't spill it on me. So score. All right. So JJJ, you are up next. So will you pass the 100,000 K account test on the first try this June or July? Let's take a look here. You have the great possibilities to do that here. You've got the page of wands, which is where you focus your energy. Five of cups is transformation of emotions from lower vibration to higher vibration. So what they're saying is here is that there is great possibility that the wands energy is manifestation and your our focal energy. So if we move from a place of, and I think we've talked about this maybe with other testing, right? When we're in fear, we're going to do horrible because when we're in fear, we knock out our intelligent side of us, and our little 2-year-old and pet hissing cat are in charge taking the test, who didn't study. We don't have access to this brain. We have access to a 2-year-old or a cat's brain. And we're just like, uh-oh. But when we focus on gratitude and we look at our fears and we transform our fears, it's a great energy that comes in because we're not in fear. And what does that mean? We have access to our brilliant mind that's taking in all the information. We're studying, everything we have is stored, and we have access to it when we're calm. And so learning breathing exercises to calm ourselves. And if we find ourselves feeling anxiety go up, if we just take a big deep breath and hold it for a moment, and then that helps keep us from going full blown crazy panic mode and then hissing at people and scratching up our paper like a cat, right? Getting admitted into a mental hospital. Um, but I like this for you because it is this, you have the power to stay calm and then you will do well on it. And I feel like because the 5 and the page is like a 1, that can be a 6, or you can make the page an 11, which would be 11 plus 5 is 16 and 6 plus 1 is 7. So it can be June or July, depending on your energy. So I like both of those. If you have dates for both, I feel it doesn't matter. Just remaining calm is the key, and I like it. So that's what they have for you, JJJ. So many blessings to you. All right, let's bring some more of these over here. We're in Carmel Damon, 24. You are up next. So let's bring some of these over. Thank you guys for your patience. I still have let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, probably about 20 or so or more to go. So buckle up. We'll be here for a little while longer. All right. So Carmel, is DL seen someone actually romantically involved. All right, let's take a look here. It doesn't seem like it here. They've got the Eight of Pentacles, which is work and school and investing a lot there. And Three of Wands is like this change of direction and movement in their life here. So it feels here like they're more in a transitional time in their life and they're investing a lot in like maybe they're going to work and school or just investing a lot in the physical things of the world, not like sexually or whatever, like job, education, moving. And I almost feel like with this Three of Wands that they're looking at, am I going to move? I'm going to take a job somewhere else. Am I transferring? And I feel like that's why they're not really involved. They don't want to get involved, with anyone steadily, romantically, or otherwise. I feel like they're kind of like not enough time and energy, but also thinking about relocating or something along those lines too. So I don't feel like they are with all that, right? So that's what's coming in there for you. So many blessings to you. And then Fin, you are up. If you buy an Office W11 from Amazon, will it function well, especially affects fur? All right, let's take a look here and see. Well, you've got the star card here, which is like dreams come true and hope. The tower card is though. So I feel like this is like you're putting it's almost like the how they have like the discovery of electricity. Was it Benjamin Franklin that flew a kite and then struck by lightning? Um, I don't know. This feels like no here. It's like you have this hope and this dream that it would, but this lightning bolt comes and hits. And what happens when electronics or things get hit by lightning? So I feel like they're kind of saying, "Mm, I would trust your gut a bit here with that star card. Just go, I don't feel very, I don't know, positive about it. And if there's something like, if it's, guaranteed, like you can return it or exchange it, then I feel like that would be okay because I feel like the tower card is like something not working and you have a certain amount of days, or if you have a warranty or something, definitely get it if you are like, "Well, I do wanna try it." If there's a warranty, spend that, especially if you're not able to return it, unless you do or something like that, because I feel like the number 1 may not work, but number 2, is that dream come true, kind of, information, if that makes sense. So, if you're like, "Nah, I think I'm just gonna get one from this other store," if you don't wanna go through all that, that's an option too, but I just feel like the first one doesn't do too well, and you'll need to do a second one, in order for it to work correctly. So that's what they have for you, Fin. So many blessings to you. All right, and then Swaroop Bobby, you're up next. You wanna know CH's current feelings. Let's take a look here. Wow, tower cards right after one another. We got the Page of Wands, which is a new spark, a new passion, a new energy coming in here. Um, but the Tower card does with this combination represent like this fear of the other foot dropping, of something suddenly being removed out of their lives. So they've got this attraction. It's physical and energetic attraction, but the Tower card is this fear too of like, but I feel like, oh, pardon me, a hiccup. Whenever they have like this, um, people in their lives, people of importance, or they get love and attraction and stuff for, they always end up leaving either through death, or moving, or another relationship, or whatever. They've had so many, it feels like, even as children, like important relationship, like maybe they lost a parent or a sibling or someone close to them, a best friend, or, you know, of to death and stuff. And just to make has this imprinted fear of I don't want to get close, I don't want to act out on my stuff because every time I do, something always happens. And because they've got that belief down on the inside, guess what? They draw it in. But you can't change that for them. That's something that they have to do and they have to work out. But they have physical attraction, energetic attraction. But until they get over that fear, they won't act on it. Okay. So that's what they have for you, Swaroop. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Melissa. Hadzik, hello, hello. So you are up next. Let me just bring some more of these over here. All right. So hello, dear. So you're feeling your work surrounding is toxic. Going to break into my Britney toxic imitation. Don't worry, you're safe. I'm not going to do that. Especially an older woman coworker against you. Is it really like that? Are you being paranoid? Let's take a look here. All right. Yeah, I mean, you got the Lover's card here and the Four of Swords, so peace of mind and important relationships that are here. So, I don't feel like, that it is as bad as it is appearing in your visual screen, because the Lover's card is talking also about the power of emotional choice, and the Four of Swords is peace of mind, but it's also we have peace of mind when we are able to see things from a different perspective. Normally, there's the person sleeping on the fourth sword, which is the Ace of Swords, and the three swords are on the wall, which represent our expectations, disappointments, heartbreaks, toxicity, whatever it may be. This thing of fear, this that's rooted in fear, and the Lover's card is like we get to choose what emotion we feel in each moment. So a great awareness that really I loved getting, and you can if you can sense the sarcasm there, right? But I sincerely I can say I love it now. At the time, I did not love it, but I used to think, oh, I don't want to be around these toxic people, and that this is toxic. I used to use that word a lot, and Spirit. I think it was Byron Katie. If you ever had a chance to check her out, she's got a great YouTube channel. She also has a great website, thework.com, THEWORK.com. But it was a great turnaround because when he realized that there are no toxic people, and I'm like, what? You haven't met these people that I've interacted with, evidently. But when as she continues to share her wisdom, I'm like, oh wow. But that's what they'd say. There are no toxic people. There are only toxic thoughts about people's actions. And I'm like, oh wow, wow, okay. So like in your case, whatever actions this older woman is doing, they just are. But the stories that we're putting to it are happening in here. Things just are in the outside world. People just say things, people just do things, or they don't do things and they don't say things. It's just it's neutral until it gets into this little storyteller, and then it starts putting, well, when people do that, that means they're toxic, or that means they're this, that means this, because that means they're saying this about me. Their actions mean this about me. That's why we're getting upset, right? Because we think that what they're doing means that. Like one of my big pet peeves and triggers used to be people interrupting me. That's why I go on YouTube where people can't interrupt me. I'm just kidding. That's funny though. Uh-oh, wait a minute. I'm gonna have to do some journaling now. No, I'm just kidding. I overcame a big piece of that. It doesn't trigger me like it nowhere like it used to. I used to shut down and I wouldn't answer to people, and they'd be like, "What's the matter?" I go, "Evidently, what you have to say is more important than I do because you keep interrupting me." I'm so sorry. Oh, dang, I was like, now who's acting like a little child, right? But when we realized that why I was upset is because I was saying that was the belief I had. You interrupting me means you don't think I'm important. You think what you have to say is more important than what I have to say. No, they were just excited and passionate about something. Da, 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 oh, I'm so sorry, and then after what when I realized that, and I'm like, this has to do with my insecurities, not about what they're doing. And then we look at that so we can get to the root of what story is happening up here. Where does this come from on what they're doing? And then we can understand where that's coming from, and we can make a different choice. And then instead of us getting upset about what someone's doing, we can go, oh, they're doing that because they feel insecure, or they are in fear, or they're doing this. And so now I see it differently, right? And then I can be at peace, and I can actually make an emotional choice where I'm supportive of someone instead of planning their death or revenge. So hopefully that helps, Melissa. That's what's coming in there for you. So many blessings to you. All right. And up next, we got Starfall. So, Starfall, you are up. And you want a general for the next 2 weeks. All right, let's take a look here. Wow, got a lot of some cards coming in after one another. So we got the Lovers card and the Ten of Wands. So we've got this, energy here. The Ten of Wands is really realizing how much energy that I'm putting into things that seem urgent, but they're not important. And when the Ten of Wands comes in, it's like there's this burden. I got all this energy. I'm wearing myself out, burning the candle at 15 ends when it only has two. And it's like, what's happening, right? And what's great here, though, is that you're realizing what are the two important things out of all these 10 things. The rest of them are not as important as they're making themselves out to be. And even though they're urgent, they might not even be important at all. And so instead of 10 things, all this energy to go up one space each, you're getting down to two things you're focusing on. And then you're able to have two things go up 5 spaces each, or even one go up 10 spaces, right? So there's this recalibrating of where am I investing my energy and what am I doing here, right? The Lover's card also, maybe that is about love, that you're investing a lot of energy in trying to find romance, or, a partnership you're in, or friendships. It could be important relationships too that you're investing a lot of energy in. And that can come in there. But the Lovers can also mean the emotional choice. Every moment I'm making an emotional choice about what's going on, I get to choose how I feel about something. Even though we're told a lot of opinion, popular opinion, when that happens, this is how I'm supposed to feel. This is what it's supposed to mean. This is what I'm supposed to do. And we get to change that. We get to choose. And when we realize I have the power to choose how I'm going to feel, I'm no longer a puppet to external circumstances either. And that kind of goes together, right? When you realize, what if I let stuff go? What if I don't get everything done that is demanding my attention? You're like, well, if it's not important to me, then I can let it go and I can be happy about it. What? You didn't complete everything on your to-do list? No, I transformed it into a could-do list, and I did what I thought I could and what I wanted to. And I like that because there is this freedom, there is this empowerment that comes in. I'm choosing what I'm investing my energy in, and I'm choosing how I feel about it. So, a very empowering 2 weeks, I feel, is possible here with stepping into that power of energetic and emotional choice coming in. So, that's what they have for you, Starfall, right now. So many blessings to you. All right. You can also check out your May and June monthlies for additional information too for the what's going on in those months. All right. So many blessings. And then Magana, you are up. So around what time of year do you see you dating a guy? All right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. We got the High Priestess and the Ace of Wands. High Priestess is a little bit of spending some time stepped away, connecting with spirit, going behind the veil, diving deep into your emotions. Timing has to do with your hands, though. No, that's not a bad. No, no, no. It's in your hands with the Ace of Wands, because that's your power, right? And so the high priestess is about kind of looking back and what am I focusing my energy on? And if I focus and I realize that I'm focusing on like what I feel is missing. Let's say I'm like, I really want to be dating a guy right now, and I really miss dating a guy, and I'm afraid I might not ever find someone again. When I'm focusing on that energy, what I'm telling the universe is I don't want to be with someone because I want you to fulfill my fear because that's what energy I'm putting out to you. I'm also telling the universe I enjoy missing not having a guy in my life. So can you keep him away? And wanting, I really enjoy wanting a guy, not having a guy, wanting a guy. They'll push it further away, right? And so when I transform my energy with this Ace of Wands, the High Priest is stepping back, looking. Then I start to have gratitude. I start to focus on joy, laughter, unconditional love. And action that you can do around gratitude is like if I want to have a relationship and I don't have one now, or even if I'm in a relationship and I want it to be closer and go further, I start writing in a gratitude journal every day and even multiple times a day, depending on how fast I want the energy to draw it to me. Like attracts like. If I focus on those lower vibration, I draw that in. If I start writing a list of all the things I loved about past relationships or relationships I have with people, doesn't have to be romantic either, but it's like these are the things I love and thank you for these relationships that I have. They will draw in those relationships, right? If you want romantic love, then you write about all the things that you've loved about romantic love in the past. I know it can be hard when you're like, not that jerk, but you're like, but I did love this about it. They weren't, 100% of the time. There were some good times. What were the good times? What did I love about them? And you just start making this list, and your energy changes into gratitude, going, I trust you, Creator. You're going to bring me the perfect person in the perfect timing in the perfect way. And you just keep gratitude with that, gratitude of all the things you loved about relationships in the past, things that you are grateful for that will be in the future relationships, and you draw that in instead. And I like that. So the when is up to you, and it can be anywhere from a month, 2 months, to a year to 2 years. I was looking at months, like, well, you have the ace is a one, and high priestess is a two. I'm like, okay, 1 or 2 months, and they're like, yeah, or years. And I'm like, oh, that's the range. Can have come in sooner or much later, right? Depending on what we're focusing on. So that's what they have for you, Magana. So enjoy. You have the power. All right. And then Sean G, you are up next. And you want to know guidance for the month of June. So be sure to check out your June monthly. If you haven't checked that out yet, we do have the playlist is on my main page, and you can look at a variety of different areas of your life depending on whatever planet rolls over the area of your life that you're really interested in. Then you can check that out. If you just want the general reading, look for your sun sign. That'll give you they're the CEO, so that'll be the general overall energy. And we do give you a forecast of the overall, and then also your physical journey, your energetic journey, your mental journey, your emotional journey with a bunch of oracles. If you want some more details, check those out. But for you, for the month of June, they want to add in, you do have the Knight of Wands. There's some passion coming in. Two of Cups, relationship too. So, wah, wah, wah. Here you go, Sean. So you do have an opportunity of a connection here with the Knight of Wands. It's fast moving, passionate energy, energetic attraction, physical attraction. So fire, fire, fire. It's the fastest moving knight out of them all, a horse on fire. And the Two of Cups, of course, is important to relationship. If it was by itself, I would say it could be, best friend, family member, blah, 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 blah. But not with that Knight of Wands. That's passion, um, coming in. So you do have a relationship that's ignited there. don't know much about it, if it's long term, short term, or if it's just for the month. Is it a summer love like Greece? We shall see, but they were not telling me that. But they're saying here, guidance for the month of June is follow your passion, and it does lead that. Something you can do too, which I like coming in here, is if you pursue your passion, like something you love to do, especially creatively, or getting out into nature, or so it's like painting, pottery, hiking, that type of thing. um, that can also help you meet them, like you're doing things you love to do, and then they're doing things they love to do, and you end up bumping into each other doing things you love to do, and then you both love to do that thing together, and there's a spark that happens there. So I like that too. Right, so that's what they have for you. So many blessings, Sean. And then Amanda K, you are up. So if you and your crush start contact, where would it lead? Ooh, based on current energy. All right. It would lead to more communication with the King of Swords. They're the master of communication. And the Empress is new birth, sensuality, a new beginning, harvest come in there. So there would be movement, and the spark that happens. You'd also realize, though, with the King of Swords, they rule over air and thinking. All the kings are given a second portion of that too. So the King of Swords is the master of thinking a lot in their head, right? The Empress rules over all four queens. Every queen gets cups. So that's 4 cups, and then the Queen of Cups gets a 5th cup. So your 5 cups, your 5 parts emotion, 1 part earth, 1 part fire, 1 part air. So a lot of emotion, a lot of thinking, and you realize how different you guys are. I feel like they're very much in their head, or if that's you, if you're the one that's really in your head and really intellectual and don't have a lot of emotion, I feel like it's opposite though. I feel like they are the, you know, big thinker, geeky, engineer, software programmer, geekers. No judgment, you know. I'm an air sign. I can totally relate. But the Empress is, I feel like you see the vast difference between the two of you. You have, some air where you guys can connect on that, but I feel like you realize how different you guys are, though, too, with that connection. I don't feel like it goes a way, way long far because you've realized it right off the bat. You're just like, wow, they think a lot. They think, like if you got in a relation, they think about you a lot, but the feelings would be really. It's like a friend of mine who has an Aquarius husband. She's like, every once in a while, I just have to say, "Hey, can I have some emotion? I miss it." And it's like, you got to know what you're getting into, right? So that's what's coming in, Amanda. I know crushes. You're like, oh, sometimes it's like never meet your idols, never meet your crushes, never really get to know them because you're just like, it's like when if you're ever driving and you see someone drive by and you're like, whoa, who was that? And then you hit a red light and you're like, ooh, here they come. And you have this idea of what they look like in your head, and then you get up there and you kind of just glance over and you look and you're like, oh, that wasn't them at all. There's this disappointment, right? So that's what's coming in. All right. So that's what they have for you, Amanda. So many blessings to you. All right. And new love, you are up next. Let's see. I think we've got, let me see here. Let me see how many we've got here, just to give you guys an idea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more to go. So hang in there. Hang in there. We're almost there. So new love. Hello, hello, and you are welcome. You want to know, what are P's feelings for you? Let's take a look here. All right. you know, with the Hierophant here, they're really in this place of trying to figure out what they want in their life and who are they. And it's kind of they're going through this big transformative, kind of reflective period, and the Nine of Wands shows like there's this energetic gate here. So I don't feel like they know how they feel about much right now. I feel like they're just kind of the nine is a hermit's journey too. They're trying to understand their energy, their passion, what they want in life, where they want to go, who they want to be, where do they want to be, who would they want to be with. And I feel like they're just kind of in this, I don't know, trying to figure it all out. Excuse me. So I don't feel like they're aware of what their feelings are. I feel like there's feelings there, but it's like being in a tornado. It's just like there's stuff all over the place, and you're like, they can't separate stuff. It's all one big storm going on inside their brain and heart and being right now. And I kind of feel like they're just in this mini midlife crisis where there's nothing matters, but what does matter? I don't know what does matter to me. I don't know what blah, 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 blah. I just feel this confusion about life in general. And this Nine of Wands is like this force field that's up around this mess so it doesn't hurt other people. And so if you feel like they're distant and hell, and you don't know what's going on, it's because they don't know what's going on. And that's what you're really picking up on is you're right. It's like I'm getting inconsistent messages or no messages. What's happening here? And it's like, oh, because they're off somewhere else figuring everything out. So hopefully that helps at least understand where they're coming from, but I don't think they know. All right, so that's what they have for you, new love. Many blessings to you. And then Nelia Medeiros. Hello, hello. So does Randy want to get back together with Megan? Does he love her? All right, let's take a look here. We do have the Page of Cups coming in here. And so with the Page of Cups, it does feel, about, if you think of like the Ace of Cups as a one, when you go 1 through 10, the page is like number 11. It's like a heightened, an upgraded love that they're looking for. You can even see up here, they're upgrading to up here. And the Emperor is this Aries energy. It's like there's this fire, this they're trying to decide what they want, what they're trying to choose, and it's new beginning type of energy. So it does feel here. I feel like they're kind of undecided. They're trying to figure out what they want, but I feel like their heart in Aries is can be that little uh passionate and energy that's there too, but they're trying to figure things out. I don't feel like they've made a decision. I feel like their heart is like, wants to get back together because, it gets attached. But I feel like their mind and their, you know, decision maker within them is trying to contemplate if that's what they want or not. They're trying to figure it out with the emperor. I don't feel like they've made the choice yet. But their heart does. And that's the whole thing with the heart is the heart loves who it is and it gets attached. And it's like if you look at your own heart, it's a hotel, a heart hotel, and we have like the in the main lobby, we have a giant, romantic dinner table, and someone sits at it, and we have this relationship. When we're done, we have a room that they go to, and they always have a place in our heart. We don't let them out usually. We lock them in. Not in reality. This is all imaginary in our hearts. and and then we sometimes keep a reserve. It's a reserve title on there until we remove it, and then someone else can sit down. But there's always a place in our heart for our past loves. It's just how our heart works. So there's always a love there, and it's like their heart is still very strongly, um, you know, loves them. But the emperor is like, I'm trying to decide if that's what I want or not. And there's maturity there because they're not just like, oh, my heart wants it, I'm going to give it to him. They're balancing and going, well, I don't know if this is what's right for me, and it's what I want for my future. So I don't feel like it's been decided. So do they want to get back together? No, they don't know. Do they love her? Yeah, they do. Are they in love? I don't know. I don't feel like there's in love in love only lasts for a little bit, the infatuation stuff in the beginning, but I feel like there are things that they miss and their heart misses about their relationship, but I don't feel like they've made a decision on it, if that makes sense. So that's what's coming in now, yeah. So many blessings to you. Hopefully that helps. And then Yanvi Gavandi 27, you are up. So what is coming towards you? All right. You're having this period here where you're readjusting what a dream come true looks like for you. The star card, that is like, what is wishing upon a star? What is my dream? What is it that I truly want? I've been told I'm supposed to ask for three more wishes, right? Or $1 billion and eternal life and eternal love. I don't know. Whatever those things were supposed to say. But you're figuring out differently. You have the Page of Swords, which is you're looking at things from a different perspective. You're gaining clarity around this. What is this dream? What do I want? Not what is another dream of someone else that I took on to, to live in my life, where you wake up every day going, oh crap, I got to go live my dream today. That's not your dream. Your dream when you wake up early and you're just excited to, do whatever you need to do and towards your dream. And then you go do your other job and then you get off and you're like excited to do more stuff towards your dream. That's your dream, right? And I feel like there's clarity coming in about what is my true dream and how do I want to, move toward it. And that's what I feel is coming in there, right? So that's what they got for you right now, Yanvi. So many blessings to you. Right, and then Infinity, you are up next. So for your free reading, and thank you for all your donations early. I really appreciate that. And you want to know, was the envelope over the door was so mysterious a replacement for the stolen object? Or what was it for? All right. I like it, the envelope above the door. So, there's this, I don't know why this is about travel. Two of Wands is about planning. Sorry, here. There we go. Two of Wands is about planning. They're looking at the window, looking at the globe. Here's where I want to go. How am I going to get there? Making plans. And the Six of Wands is movement across water, from choppy water to calmer water, and leaving old ways of thinking behind, moving to new ways of thinking. But it can mean travel across water. And when I saw both of these together, immediately heard travel. So what is the envelope over the door? Is it for gas money? Is it for travel? Is it for going somewhere? Is it towards sending something somewhere? But there's all this planning and movement of energy coming in here. So I don't feel anything like around a stolen object. I feel like there's this, what is it for? If Spirit is like to go on a trip for travel. And I'm like, is that what it's meant for? Or what, like is that the higher thing that it's meant for? To have you move somewhere, to go somewhere, to travel somewhere, versus, maybe in the human world, maybe it was for a replacement of a stolen object or something, but it's like, but this is for travel. This is to plan a vacation, to plan to go somewhere. So if it was money, I feel like that's what this is about, if that makes sense. So there you go, Infinity. Travel, travel, travel. I don't know. Hopefully that makes sense to you, but I that's what's coming through. They don't let me go beyond that. They're like, nope, it's travel. All right, so there it is. We can talk to your spirit guides. All right. So many blessings to you. And then Almighty Great Courts, you are up, and you want to know, is this new thing coming in love? Is this new thing coming in love? And if so, is it good, good, good? Let's take a look here. I don't feel love. Got the Nine of Swords, Nightmare and Insomnia card, Five of Wands, a change of transformation of dramatic energy from something lower vibrational to higher vibrational. Everything is always for our highest good. technically, right? But this is about understanding some of these fears and some of the small t truths that have been dragging. And I feel like there's some drama going on around you, or will be going on around you. And the Nine of Swords is like this, I've got to make it better. I've got to make it better for everyone. But it doesn't involve you. It's like it involves people that all are around you, but it doesn't impact you. And I feel like it's like a time for you to be able to go, I can step back and I can just let everyone else figure it out, because something else is coming in for you. But this that's coming in, they wanted to make sure you're aware of. But I feel like there's other stuff coming later, little later. But this is like you're gonna have drama, a drama train circling you, but you don't have to board it. You can just sit there and enjoy an ice cream while you watch the drama train go in circles, and not feel you have to solve it for anyone else. That you don't have to be anyone's crutch and be anyone's savior. Um, it's like you can throw life preservers. They're showing me like people out in an ocean drowning, but they're only in hip high water, but they're acting like they're drowning. And rather than go out there and have them dunk you in the water with them, you can just throw life preservers out there and go grab on. But you don't swim out. You don't have to do anything. That's the most that you have to that you can do is throw a life preserver to people, but you don't have to get involved. I like that for you, but that's interesting. So, and maybe the other. I'm just going to check the bottom of the deck. You got the Chariot and Nine of Wands. So, don't feel like love coming in yet here. I just feel like there's movement and barriers that you're moving beyond first here. So that's what coming in. All right. So many blessings to you. And then Jeep, you are up. So you're a free reading, and thank you for all your donations earlier too. I'm super excited about your May, June, and July. Big transformational time for you. And we did talk about you moving in July and the Four of Pentacles and the home, and you wanted to know if your inherent will move out. I'm not sure what that means, but Spirit knows, so we will ask whatever this inherent is. Yeah, we have the Nine of Pentacles, which is them being independent and out by themselves, their own outside world. And here's the Devil card about letting go of the thoughts and the beliefs and the mindsets about what that has to look like. You get to free yourself from that and allow them to be independent and find things out for themselves. You don't have to, be have stress around, well, this is what I should do for them. It's supposed to do, and da 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 da. It's like if you are suddenly going, I have an opportunity, I'm going to be moving. And so, you've got like a month to find somewhere new, and then this is gone. And they're like, okay, thank you. And then they go find somewhere and they're good. They're fine. They're independent. They're able to find something else. So you don't have to, um, feel like you're responsible and be tied to all those thoughts and those beliefs of, well, you should do this, you're supposed to do that, you need to do this, you have to do this, you must do this. Unless it's something legal, of course you're going to do that. Unless you're leaving the country, then come find me. No, I'm just kidding. But a bunch. Just kidding. Just kidding. You don't want to put that energy out there, because that energy will follow you even if they can't. But so you get it. All right. So that's what they have for you, Jeep. So many blessings. And then last but not least, certainly, we have Alphonse Fussier. So hello, hello. And if I missed anyone, my deepest apologies. I will be back in 2 hours for my evening session at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. So you can join me then, or tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Mountain Time as well. And as soon as I'm done here, I'm going to be typing up a list of the order in which all the readings were completed, so you can find your reading a lot more quickly as well. All right. So, Alphonse, you want to know, is Jennifer thinking about you romantically to be exclusive or romantic partner? All right. Well, they definitely are thinking. I don't feel like they've made a decision here. You got the 10 of Swords, which is a lot of thinking, and the 10 of Pentacles, which is about relationship, fullness of life. It's one of my relationship cards. So they are contemplating it. They are going back and forth with the 10 of Swords. There can be this, you know, a lot of supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts, kind of our rules, our romantic rules, our conditional love laws, things that we feel have to happen first or supposed to be, and who are they supposed to be, and how are they supposed to be, and who am I supposed to be, and how am I supposed to be, and how's the relationship supposed to be? How's it supposed to start? How's it supposed to fold? How long does it take? Blah, 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 blah. Like all these rules that everyone has different ones, right? And I feel like with this, that they do have those thoughts, but I don't feel like they've made a decision yet. The two tens is endings and beginnings, and so they are at this point where I feel like things can't stay the way they are, and they either have to go that route or not. And I feel like that's where the decision point is they're like, am I going to get out of my head and let all this stuff go and go for what I want, or am I going to, in her head, am I going to screw up another relationship by all my expectations and all these old conceived things of supposed to be and should be and need to be and have to be and blah blah blah, and am I going to ruin it again? And I feel like that's where they're at. Is they're like kind of, you know, have I learned enough where I'm not going to repeat the same mistakes I did before, and suck the life out of a relationship with all these expectations that I've had in my life that trigger and come up. So I like it for you, though. I don't feel like it's like, oh. I feel like they're ready, and they'll be making a decision soon, but I don't have anything else. I'm going to pull here, since you're my last reading. I'm just going to pull from the Pagan Cats. Need to see if they have anything else around. Can you give us anything here? All right. All right. Well, I don't hate this. The bottom of the deck, we've got the Ace of Cups, which is a new love, right? It's a heightened love. You got the King of Pentacles, which is abundance and fullness. I like that. We've got the Four of Swords, which is peace of mind. So I like that, because especially with all the 10 of Swords, having peace of mind means that they've really overcome the stuff in their head. And let's see, the 11 would be the Justice card, which is also balancing of thought and belief and mindset coming in there too. Sorry, I had to I was like, is that the? I don't think that's the Strength card. I think that's because it has the contract there, so that would be the Justice card. The 8 and 11 can be interchangeable in tarot. That's why I wanted to make sure. But yeah, so there is this balancing of thought and belief. So I feel like they're going to head that direction. They just haven't made that decision yet. So, it's a good time to reflect on your own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, and what kind of expectations do I have, and where can I let that go? Because expectations are what suck the life out of a relationship, right? Because when we meet someone and we don't have any expectations and they give us this, we're like, wow, they're wonderful, right? All this is wonderfulness because there's no expectations. We start dating, and then these old stories of supposed to be come in. We're like, well, they're still wonderful, right? Just not as wonderful. And then we exclusively date. Less wonderful. Then we get engaged. Less wonderful. Still wonderful, but less wonderful. Becoming less and less. Then we get married. Why did they change? Why are they falling short? Oh, no, none of us changed. It's just our expectations changed. And that is what sucks the life out of a relationship. So it's usually when I go to someone's wedding, I'll put in their card, never forget why you fell in love and try to keep your expectations as close to zero as you can and celebrate who each other are instead of who each other are not. So, and that's what I have for right now. All right. So thank you, Alphonse, and thank you everybody so much for all the thumbs up and for all your love and support. Like I said, I'll be back here in a couple hours. So if you want to join me, I'll see you then at 6 p.m. Mountain Time or tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. Until then, remember, every second of every day of your life, you are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things, our creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you can enjoy the rest of your day or night, wherever you may be in the world. Until I see you, much love. Hang in there. Take care of yourself. We'll see you soon.